There we are, Wizard Graphical Client. Ready. Hey everyone, this is the Art of Warlord here today, and we're trying something a bit new. Today I'm here with...
That's so official. Sorry, okay, well, this is Renee, but I'm here as Kira Ruby Breaker.
And you're also known as what featured artist on Wizard 101?
What do you mean?
Like, you've been featured on their page multiple times.
What, I have?
Yes!
Okay. So, I think they just, I mean, I've been on their website before, and they just called me Kira Ruby Breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miliusprime on Tumblr. There you go.
There you go.
There's that official.
Yeah, that's what I was
thing.
waiting for. I was like, is she gonna say her name? Today we are doing something new. It's a Q&A of Wizard 101 artists that I happen to know. Renee here is... I've known her for a while, and it's just one of those things I've had an idea of. I've tried to move this couch a bit closer to you, but it's okay. But pretty much, it's just gonna be a few, probably not a few, probably like 10 questions or something, that will be in this video about what she does and how she does it, because her art's amazing. I'll be throwing in some of her art here and there, and you can find her in the description below, and her Tumblr and DeviantArt page. Okay, first question. We already who are you and what do you do? We already kind of answered that.
Renee, I'm a digital artist, and I make a whole bunch of art, but usually it's just like character designs and stuff is what I usually do.
So how do you work as an artist? Like, what do you use? Just for those people who don't know.
Right. So, in terms of software, I use Fire Alpaca, which you started using, and it's a free drawing software program that's kind of like Paint Tool Sci, but it's like kind of simplified. The best part is that it's free, and it takes a while to get used to, but it's actually pretty good. And the tablet that I use, it's called the Wacom Bamboo Splash tablet. It's kind of, it's like all, I think it's all the same color, but mine is all black, and it doesn't have any screen or anything. Like, you draw on it and it appears on the screen. It's just a sensitivity pad. But yeah, and I don't use any other secondary software because I don't like the interface of Photoshop, so that's pretty much it.
So like, what's your background? How did you get into like drawing different things? Did you start off with Wizard 101 or did you do other things?
So I started seriously drawing, I think it was like my freshman year of high school, and before that I was actually a writer, sort of. Like, I know it's so weird because I don't really write that much now, although I do roleplay, which is kind of similar but not really. And so I actually started doing it because of this fandom that I was in. It's called the MCL fandom, which stands for My Candy Love. It was like this, you know how they have those like otome games that are like dating simulators or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like this online forum on there, and so I met my friends there. And I was part of the fandom on Tumblr as well, and there were a whole bunch of people who made their characters there, because in the game you have like your avatar, but you can customize it. Kind of like Wizard 101, but it's not exactly the same, because it's just like not actually a game that you go in and navigate your avatar through. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. But I just started doing it because I saw other people doing it.
So you thought it'd be fun?
Yeah, and like, we all did roleplay too. So like, we would have like a roleplay thread, and like, we would draw it out though. Like, somebody says hi, you draw them saying hi, and then they're like, oh, hey, what's up, or, you know, and like, you go back and forth with the various different, I don't know, expressions and stuff like that. So that's what got me into doing it. But then I was like, time to branch out and try new things.
What role do you have in the Wizzy fandom? Like, what do you see most as, do you think, in your perspective?
I'm kind of alright, so I've been kind of like not as active as I used to be, but I'm still here. I'm still here, guys. You're not getting rid of me that easily, but I'm kind of like anybody who comes to me and tells me about their wizard OC, like basically I'm like, time to talk about your OC and draw them with Kira. Honestly though, like so many people have done that. Like American Facepalm, Caitlin.
Yeah.
With her characters, Catherine Wormheart and Katie Emerald Catcher, and Sea Dragon, who her character is Courtney Drake Blossom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see my role as kind of being like that person who just occasionally like makes like some Wizzy art of my character or somebody else's and just slam dunks it right in the tag and is like, yo, sup.
Like, I like that you're very like okay with being with people, because like a lot of artists, they like, yes, you are a commission artist, but you are willing to like, you're like, if I want to draw your character because I like the sound of your character, you'll draw them with your character.
Yeah, like it's honestly like one of my favorite things to do is to draw other people's characters, and just like that's like also part of how I become friends with a lot of people, is that I'm just like, hey, I really like your character, I'm gonna start like throwing free art at you now. Love me.
No, you've actually done a commission from Rose, haven't you,
Oh,
of
yeah.
Morgrim?
Yes.
It's still one of my favorite drawings of Morgrim. I can't.
Yeah, he's like sitting on that chair, eating that, like licking that cookie, like in a kind of sensual way.
Yeah, Renee does amazing art. I'm probably gonna put that like right slap dab in the middle right there.
Yeah, do that, like so that I don't sound like really weird. Like seriously, just look at it.
Okay, every single time I look it up, it's not in high definition. I don't know if that's just me.
I think I have the HD file on DeviantArt, or I can make sure that it's in the HD form, and then you can go through, and on DeviantArt it's got this little button that lets you download it.
Cool. Okay.
So I can take care of that if you want.
Cool. Well, you kind of already explained what you do in 100 words. How has your practice of drawing changed over time? Sort of like that dark phase you never want to talk about.
Oh my goose, alright guys. We all have a weeboo phase, or like a Naruto phase, or like, you know,
Otachi.
or like a Warriors like phase. We all have them, just acknowledge it. Yes, there is so much art out there that I've done that I'm completely ashamed of now and that you will never find. You can go back as far as you want on my Tumblr.
Do you know what?
You're never gonna find it.
Do you know what? I'll find it and I'm gonna
slap
it right in front of your character
page. You're not gonna find it because after this interview, I'm gonna go through and make sure. Yeah, but it's changed a lot in the sense that I used to just draw, like I didn't. There's like this kind of form building process that I use. It's the whole circles thing that everybody likes to kind of poke fun at because artists don't really explain. They're like, draw a circle and then add detail. Whereas for me,
it's like... Do you know what? I do that, okay? I draw like 2 circles to get that oval-shaped head.
Same, like I draw a circle for the head and like a vaguely kind of square shape for the rib cage. I draw a line for the shoulder and a line for the hips. And then I draw the line of action. And I start filling the form in as I go. And that's like kind of how my process is now, whereas before I didn't used to do that.
What art do you most identify with? I guess that's kind of asking, like, what's your favorite style so far, or is there a name for it, or is it just your original style?
Um, I guess I really like more like 2D art. Like I like 3D art as well, but I've tried doing like digital painting before and it just hasn't worked out for me because I don't have the right software. But I do really like that kind of 2D style where you've got like I don't really know how to describe it. But yeah, I like that. Like have you seen um on Tumblr he's Leaping Llama or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah, I've talked to him. Well,
Yeah,
when I say talk, I mean type. He's a bit
yeah.
shy.
He is, but he's pretty awesome. His art is very good and kind of has that cool style to it that you can only get through like 2D art. Like especially his foreshortening, which is a skill that someday I'm gonna start learning, but not today.
What's your favorite artwork?
Um, hmm. I think my favorite piece that I've done is, you know that one where it's like Kira, Katie, and Courtney are like, they're against like a mountain backdrop.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that one. I'll try to find it.
And there's like the snow going on and like the moon and whatever. And they're all just kind of like glowing like powerfully and they've got like their spells in their hand or whatever. That one was so much fun. It took a long time, but it was great. And, you know, it's called Merciless.
Nice. Way to just like girl power there.
It is. It is such a powerful girl power piece. And it's whizzy. It's great.
What jobs have you done other than being an artist?
So other than being an artist, I work part-time at the farmer's market. I work at the crepe stand and I help fill crepes with like various different things like strawberries, blueberries. We have savory crepes as well, which are just like ham, cheese, tomatoes, that sort of thing.
So you make thin pancakes.
Yeah. Okay, so crepes, which is not the correct way to say it, but
what's the correct way to say it? You know French.
Crepe.
Crepe?
Crepe. Yes.
Crepe. Okay. Okay. Crepe.
But
so
you don't have to do that. Just like whatever you're comfortable with. But anyway, they're like essentially very thin pancakes where there are specific what's the name for that? Burner, I guess. It's like, you know, those portable little stoves or whatever that'll be circular shaped that are meant like especially for making crepes.
Oh, sorry.
And
crepes.
You don't have to do that.
Okay.
For the sake of this discussion, we're calling them crepes, but just know that's not proper pronunciation.
I was trying to please
It's okay, but you're gonna suffer from trying. I don't want to do that to you.
Okay.
So like you like ladle a bit on, and then you have this. Oh, I forget what it's called. The spinner, I think is what we call it. It's like a little.
Oh no! Hold up.
Oh, you just got disconnected.
I know.
There goes Morgan.
Where do we leave off?
I completely forgot.
What memorable responses have you had to your work?
The most memorable responses have been when KingsIsle featured my art on their website for the first time. That was pretty awesome. And then they've, I think once they might have had one of my art pieces in like one of their newsletters.
Yeah.
Like the monthly newsletters. Like I think they have it in there once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem to like you and Avery and Zenzidia.
Yes. Yeah, and they've reblogged actually a pretty good number of my artworks onto their Tumblr blog. So that's pretty memorable when that happens because I don't know, it's kind of like I'm just glad because then a whole bunch more people who like Wizzy will see it.
Yeah.
Because that's where people who, like, they may not be in the fandom, but they might be, like, a Wizzy fan, and they can go there and they might see my art on there, and that's pretty cool.
What food, drink, or song inspires you?
Wow. Food is pretty inspiring all by itself. I don't think anything in particular inspires me to draw unless... Okay, you know what food inspires me art-wise is technically not food, but yes, food. In Ghibli movies, Studio Ghibli,
yeah,
the food is like so artistically well done. It makes me cry a little bit on the inside because I'm like, I can't draw that appetizing food, but it also inspires me.
Hey, that cookie that you drew was pretty inspiring. That circle with some dots strategically placed.
Yes.
Looked pretty delicious.
Great and inspiring. I'm glad that I have inspired you this day.
Do you know what? I think there's a song that inspires you.
What?
We've known each other.
Oh my goodness. Did you know though that Ashley Tisdale did a cover of that?
You sent me it.
Oh right.
You trolled me with that song.
Right. I think I sent it to a bunch of people on Skype. I just like spammed it to all my friends, so I can't remember. But that song.
And then I sent you a screamo version back.
Right, screamo version. Yes. Heavy metal, never gonna give you up. 10 out of 10.
What do you dislike about your work? Do you dislike anything about yeah, you're like, there's a long list, let me just get this out.
Let's see here. I've got a very defined comfort zone, and I wish that I was more comfortable with breaking out of it and taking chances. A lot of the times I can be a little bit insecure about something that I've made if it doesn't look pretty, which I should stop worrying about that and just, you know, make it, like, use skill to make it, yes, but not necessarily have the character or whomever have to look attractive. It's difficult because you're like, if they're not attractive, people are not going to be interested in it. That's not necessarily true, but it is kind of on a grand scale, sort of.
Name something you love and why.
I love bees.
I
love bees. I have a shirt, and actually I have 2 shirts that are about bees, and one of them is my Save the Bees shirt, and I wore it during my presentation that I gave. It was like a 6-minute presentation, oral presentation, on saving the bees and why it's important and what's happening to the bees.
It's something that you and one of my favorite characters have in common.
Who?
Sherlock Holmes.
He loves bees?
He retired to be a beekeeper.
Oh, that's great!
Yeah, in Sussex. That's what he did.
Long story short, not going into detail, bees are really important and you should look up right now, if you're watching this, go to another tab in Google and, like, learn about bees.
I think that's it, actually.
Alright.
I think that's a good cutoff for today, actually. Everyone, again, go check out Miliusprime. That's how you say it, right? Yeah?
Yes, Miliusprime. All of you Star Wars nerds should know.
In the description, she's an amazing artist. Go commission her. Yes. And hopefully, if you do commission her, you love her work as much as I do. Anything you want to say before you go?
Just to thank you for giving me this opportunity, because it's really cool, and I've never had the chance to do something quite like this before.
Yeah. So, this is the part where we both say bye, so...
Alright. Goodbye.
Bye. Hey everyone, it's the Art of Woodward here, and I'm here with...
the Friendly Necromancer.
when we left off, we were supposed to talk to Linda Miltop.
Let's do it. Get through this Marleybone business.